How to get more impressions on X in 2026. I hope this will be the most valuable 10 minutes that you spend during this year. So first of all, the reason why I decided to make this video is because in my app I have a thing called perks where people can request X profile reviews, and when doing those reviews I realized that a lot of people are doing some very basic mistakes. So I decided to make an in-depth video explaining not only basic but also very advanced stuff. And this video is divided into multiple parts: credibility, your profile, posts, reposts, communities, replies, and spicy stuff that I will show you if you stay till the end. So let's start with credibility. First, I want to explain you why I even have right to talk about this stuff, why you should even maybe consider what I'm saying. A few months ago in August, I had only 23,000 impressions, and then once I changed completely my strategy, I was able to grow to over 600,000 impressions in just 1 month. That is 30x in just 1 month. And then I've been able to consistently get a lot of views. And another interesting thing is that the views that I got here last month in December are much more quality, better for new followers, for new sales if you're promoting anything, than the views and the impressions that I've been getting here. Because here most of the impressions were just from some random shit posts that I got lucky and they went viral. It wasn't consistent quality content. Now if you check my followers, I only have 5.5k followers, but despite that, if I show you impressions every day, you will see that I'm getting 2x, 3x, 4x, 2x more impressions than the number of followers that I have. And I'm talking here about doing this every single day, so not like one day you got 1 million impressions and then other days you get like 1k. Now, first of all, let's start from your profile check, okay? So these are the things that I notice a lot of people get wrong. For some reason, some people don't have any cover images here, or they have a cover image that is really bad at converting people. What I mean by that is your cover image should tell your story, it should be authentic, it should be about you, and it should be interesting enough to look at. It should make people curious to follow your journey. Cover image matters a lot. Everything matters, and cover image matters to a lot of people. Just don't care about their cover images. They put some stupid stuff, or they don't put anything at all, and which is you're just missing out on an opportunity. Now let's go to the description. Again, a lot of people make a mistake here. You should give people a reason to follow you. So it should be something interesting, not interesting, but it should be at least why should they follow you? For example, I'm in the building public community, and here of course the main reason that I'm giving people is that I've been building for 3 years and I have made X amount of money with my SaaS businesses, and also this is the product that I'm currently working on. Now, I'm not saying this is perfect, it could be better, but I have seen people who do a really bad job here and just write some useless stuff that doesn't really convert well into new followers. You don't give people reasons to follow you. Then let's talk about the image. So the image should be something also authentic, something real. A lot of people use cartoons or they use some AI generated images, which is also very, very bad, and cartoons are even worse because you're not giving people enough reason to connect with you. It should be something real and authentic, so that when people look at this, they're like, oh, okay, I like this guy, I like this guy, girl, whoever, and maybe I should connect with that person. In my experience, it's better if you have smiling photos, because when you smile, first of all, that makes you look more approachable, that makes you look more like a leader. Why do you think presidents always smile and wave? Because it shows you like a leader, like someone who is strong, powerful, and so on. And of course, if you do the right type smile, if you do goofy smile, then that's a different thing. But even if you look into research about smiles, especially when it comes to dating, a lot of people who smile in their profiles on dating apps do much better. X is of course not dating, but if you want to get liked, then it works the same everywhere. Of course, you don't have to smile 100%, but it's you can also do just a straight face. But in general, I believe that it would convert into a few more followers. For example, let's look at this guy who is killing it on X. I'm pretty sure one of the biggest reasons, okay, maybe I don't know how big I can calculate that, but of course his profile picture also played a big role in terms of he looks like a nice guy, and you want to follow his journey. So you see, it all makes sense. And also the cover picture, you see, it's very personal, it's about his life. So that is also a great cover picture to have. So in short, authenticity and reason to follow. These are the two main things that you should think about when you are creating when you're designing your profile in general. And especially you should take very seriously your profile picture, because it's kind of like your logo. If let's say you go, do you get multiple thousand followers and then you suddenly change your profile picture, then everyone will be like, okay, who is this guy? So that's why if you pick it, you have to go with it almost forever. So now let's go to the posting plan. Okay, so what works for me is staying consistent. And what I mean consistent is I'm posting 3 posts every day. I'm posting them at the same time every day, and every day is 3 posts. The way they are divided is I'm trying to create something fun. One post is fun, another one is value, and third post can be something random. It can be some type of quote. For example, this was yesterday. This is a value post where I'm talking about should you or get investor money. It did okay, not as good as my other value post. This one was a fun post where I'm just sharing a cool vlog about my building public journey. Also did okay. And then random stuff is what was it? Not random, but this was a quote where I'm talking about that the former post was to be a joke. This time random post did really well, 10k impressions, so more than the value and fun post. That doesn't usually happen, so usually it works out the way around, but yeah, sometimes it happens. So, and I've been doing this consistently, like every day. Let's check posts. So 1 year. So you can see that every day I'm doing at least 3 posts. And when I say consistent, not only in the number of posts that you do, it should be same time every day. Yeah, that does matter. I mean, I saw really good results when I started doing that. Of course, some people do it chaotically and also get results, but I will just do what has worked for me, and that's why I will also advise doing what has worked for me. Each post is thoughtful, fun, value, and plus something random. And yeah, next, let's talk about post structure, hook, main info, and media. This is also important. When you post, you should think about it. Posting is like writing. You know, there's a reason why some books are famous and books are famous. Well, people like reading some stuff and they don't like reading some stuff. Is because being a good writer is very important. Of course, on X you're a professional writer, but there are some comments. So let's start with text. The first part, yeah, hook, obviously. And here are some examples that I would show. For example, the first line is always something that I'm trying to hook users, basically make it sound interesting, like bootstrap or get invested. So that's something that could get people already curious. How far will you go for 20k MRR? And then me. And yeah, this was, by the way, a fun post and it got 38,000 impressions. For example, the craziest 9 days in my startup life, found insane sales hack by accident. This one is actually also pretty good. So as you can see, I always try to keep it short and interesting, and specifically for the audience, basically building public audience. Interesting thing is that if I go to Silverberg, almost for each post that I post here, almost for each post, 90% I use XGPT to get some really nice hooks. So for example, I will show you this one, like bootstrap or get VC money. Like I gave XGPT my whole post, and then it gave me some really nice hooks like bootstrap or get VC money. Everyone acts like taking VC money means selling your soul, which is also a good hook. Everyone says bootstrap freedom, VC slavery, bootstrap or VC did both here, what no one tells you, and so on. So it helps you to really rewrite your content in a way that is more engaging and also gives you a really nice hook. I use it for every single post without, okay, I think every single post. I don't remember times when I didn't. So next is main info, and here's what I mean by main. So if you look here, whenever I do a value post, I try to combine it with my personal experience, because I think it's always more interesting like this. Like if I just wrote something that is only about me, then why would you read it? Like what is really nice to do is have your experience plus add some value for readers. So here, for example, I'm talking about that I have done both, and here are my thoughts. Basically, I'm sharing my experience. I'm also giving some value to the reader because I'm sharing my perspective, and maybe based on that they can make a decision whether they want to bootstrap or they will get investor money. Another good example is this phone insane sales hack by accident, and then I talk about how I'm doing sales via a chatbot on my checkout. Everyone wants to buy my startup. Oh, this one was a really good hook. Yeah, also got on 5k impressions. Then let's talk about media. Media is king even on X. Yeah, I know a lot of people think X is mainly text based, but not anymore, especially once the X algorithm changed last time, because X wants people to get hooked on content and spend more time. So now the most important factor is actually the time spent on your content, not likes, not saves, not comments, not posts, blah blah blah. I mean, they're all important, but the time spent on your content is the most important thing. Like how many seconds did people spend interacting with your content? And the reason why I know this is important, because there were a few times when I would get a post that would get not very many likes, but it would get so many impressions, and that's when I know, okay, maybe people don't like this, but they definitely spend a lot of time to look at that. So I want to show you some visual hooks. Yeah, visual hooks are also a thing. That's something that a lot of people don't really think about, but it is a thing. So let's look here. This is a visual hook. I mean, here are some elements that are a visual hook. For example, me in this hat, New Year, in this New Year sweater, and also this text, this emojis. All of this are part of visual hook. It's something to make people stop scrolling and look at the image. This one is another visual hook where I hold a cigar in my hand, and I took a picture. This is a real picture, but without the cigar. I added the cigar via AI. So this was a really good visual hook as well. A lot of people also stopped to look at it and commented about the cigar. This one is a good visual hook. It's a difference, like, okay, this guy 3% churn and here 15% churn. The difference is very clear. This was a good visual hook when I added some interesting information on the screen. Some simple visual hooks are things like that. I'm glad I failed, and people scroll, they see this text and they're like, wait, why is he glad failed? This was my favorite visual hook of last year. It got 10k impressions, so good impressions, not very good for conversions or sales, but it did well. Next thing, checks. Okay, so what I mean by checks is when you're writing your post, okay, this is very important. So I have seen so many people that include links in their post. Okay, if you want to include links, add them under your post, like in the comment. X doesn't want people to leave the platform, which makes sense because they want them to spend more time on the platform. So if you add links, that already makes it very hard for your post to get more reach. Good spacing, yeah, good spacing is very important. It should be readable, no emoji overload. Yeah, I use usually 1 or 2 emojis. If you do emoji overload, then like they won't be able to read it easily. It will be too much. And no hashtags. Yeah, hashtags are useless. Don't use hashtags anymore. Algorithm AI just reads the post and understands what topics are in this post, so you don't need to add reposts. So reposts are important, and especially in things that like you haven't thought about. So for example, when I post something, let's say this one, what I would do is I would repost it in a completely different time zone to reach people on the other part of our beautiful earth. So for example, let's say I would post this in like Germany time, Berlin time, and then I would repost it to reach people in Asia or in US, like what I would do is I have specific times when I repost, and for example, usually it's when I sleep, because when I sleep, people on the other part of the world don't sleep, and it's a good time to show my post to them. So I schedule, because you cannot actually schedule repost in it, it's not possible, but you can schedule it in Superbird. So yeah, that's one of the, another thing that I use a lot in my own tool is the scheduling repost. So I just schedule retweet, you select time, and then boom, scheduled, retweet post, and then it will be reposted while you sleep. And very often, like when I repost, it actually helps me almost double, not double, but 1.5x the number of impressions. Like for example, before I posted this post, got maybe 1.5k impressions. After repost, 2.5 impressions. So it does a lot. X communities. Okay. So let's talk about X community. Okay, communities are very important to grow, but the thing is that a lot of people still use them wrong. So if you go here and you go through like some of the top posts, you'll see that a lot of people, what they do is they only post in communities. You can go to their profiles and you will see they're only posting communities. That's wrong. And here's why: because you're teaching the X algo that hey like X algo, like only show my post to a lot of people when I post in X community. When I post on my personal page, don't show it to anyone. And this is what happened to me. I was posting in communities a lot, and when I started posting on my own page, no one would see my post. So that's when I realized, okay, I need to think long term, right? So what I started doing is I started posting in communities, of course, but I was also posting on my own page as well. And as you can see right now, if you look, all of the posts are just on my own page. I don't post in communities anymore. I have not posted in communities for maybe like 2 months. And what I would do is, again, I would post 3 posts a day. So here's what I would do. First, 1 post would be for community. I would pick my best post and make it for community. Then 2 other posts would be for my personal profile. And then what I would also do is, if the post that I post in community does well, I would also repost it to my own profile so that people who follow me also see. That is very important. If you just post in communities, you will overdose on communities, which means that your posts outside communities will not perform well. That's why you need to post in communities, but also you need to post on your own page as well. well. Even if the posts that you post on your own page don't do well at first, after some time, if you keep doing it long enough, they will catch up and they will start performing better than posts in community. Replies. Okay, I'm tired of talking about it. We need to get through this. Replies. So, a lot of people do replies wrong. A lot of people try to leave 100 replies a day, 100 low quality replies a day. I am a fan of real connections over useless replies, which means I would rather leave 20 to 30 quality replies a day instead of 100 useless replies. What do I mean by that? Let's say you go to community, building public, and then you want to reply. Let's see, like a lot of people, what they would do is they would look at this, for example, what work on my phone, what do you guys, and they would be like, nice, and then that's it. Like, it doesn't create any like interaction, you know. You need to leave a reply so that a person who is reading this, Swap in this case, finds it interesting enough to check out my profile. He finds it interesting enough to reply to me so that we have a conversation and we have some connection. That matters more than leaving 10 more extra useless replies that will not create any. The reason why is if you just try to connect 20 people every day, what I mean connect like good connections, like you have talked with them, they have checked your profile, then every day basically you get 20 extra people added to X algorithm, 20 extra people that who have a chance to see your post, because that's how X algorithm works. It sees that if there's a good connection between you and this person, they will show your post to those people even if they don't follow you. Even if they don't follow you, they will show your post to those people. So that's how it works, and that's why deep connections are better than useless replies. And yeah, you reply, they visit your profile, and that's when everything starts working. If they think that your profile looks nice, they're like, oh, okay. And if they see that your content looks like, they're like, okay, I should follow this guy. So it's all connect. First you get your profile right, then you get your content right, and then you start replying. I mean, you do everything at the same time, hopefully, don't wait. When it comes to reply, another issue that people, another mistake, they go top and they not on top, but even like on their feed, they reply to posts that have like thousands of comments already, and that's not good because you cannot really connect with the person. Because if you imagine like this post had like 1,000 comments, do you think this guy is going to reply to all of them? So what's much better to do is to reply to new posts, because then there is a much higher chance that this guy will see your comment and will visit your profile, and there will be a connection. So don't think about doing quantity, think about doing quality. Now, here's how I use Post Finder, which is again part of my own tool to make this process much faster and easier. What do I do here is, so this is connected to building public community. And what I can do here, I can add a filter, and then it will filter posts based on this filter. So AI will go look at each post and then it filters. Why this is important is because when you try to reply, and especially you try to leave quotes, right? Like think about it. You don't want to reply to every post. A lot of posts here, I would say even most posts here are useless. They're like a little bit like people post weird stuff here. Like I see guys here posting what movies they're watching, like how is this related to building public, I don't know. And a lot of posts here, there are some posts that I don't find interesting personally for me. So that's why this AI filtering thing helps me to filter and only find the posts that I find interesting, so that I can actually give a quality reply and engage with that person. And then what I would do is I would open them one by one and I would reply to them. I can also click here, mark as done, and then it's accounted towards my streak. And yeah, and then it's accounted towards my streak, so I can also see how many days in a row I've been replying, how many replies I have done. So this is very useful. Okay, extra reply strategy. Now, extra reply strategy is that it's connected to community. Here's the thing: before you post something in any community, what you do is you go to latest, or if you're a Superbird user, you go to Post Finder, and then you get the latest post, get new post, and you reply to latest post. You do this 30 minutes before your post goes live in community, and you can also schedule posts in communities via Superbird. Why this is important is because on X itself, you can actually not schedule posts in communities via using X scheduler, but you can do it using via Superbird. And basically what happens is if you schedule, if you reply 30 minutes or like 1 hour before your post goes live, the chances that, let's say you talk to Vincent, the chances that Vincent will see your post is much higher, because X algo is like, okay, this guy's recently had a connection, so maybe I should show the new post of this guy to Vincent. That's how it works. And I have done this a lot, and a lot of my posts where I did it correctly, and if the post was also good, did really good, because sometimes the post just being good is not good enough, especially if you're just getting started. Just having good content is not good enough at the beginning. You also need to connect with people. After some time, once you had good content for a long time, you also connect with people for a long time, you can stop doing replies at all. Now, if you look, for example, to my replies, maybe you noticed this before, you'll be like, oh my god, this guy is replying so much. I was like, Like for example, how much? 88, 45, 65. I mean, 90% of these replies are replies, comments under my own post. So if you check this, like 31 comments, 7. Okay, this one didn't do that well. 27. I don't know. 19, 31. Here, what was 89? So a lot of these replies are just replies to my comment under my own post. I try to reply to everyone. I try to reply to 90% of comments under my post. And I mean, sometimes of course I reply. I like a normal X user. I also talk with other people. I like other posts. I engage with other people as well. But what I'm trying to say is that this is what you should do a little bit later when you have a lot of comments under your post. You should try to reply to every one of them and actually can continue creating connection with people. And now the spicy stuff. Okay, let me take a break. So, well, you probably already know about Superbird. What I'm launching a thing called Superbird Ambassadors. What is Superbird Ambassadors? Okay, it's a program where I help you grow Nix, and that means that I personally help you grow Nix. I check each content that you do. We have talks like many times a week. We just like communicate regularly. I review your profile, all of the posts that you do, everything. I review and kind of control everything, and it's guaranteed, like 99% guarantee that you will grow Nix if we start together and do it. Okay. Now, what do I get from this? Basically, I want to have people, Superbird ambassadors, who will have, just like I have here, a link to Superbird. These people will also have a link to Superbird on their profile. And what will happen is, basically, people who follow them, they will know that they are growing using Superbird. And also, in addition to this will be referral links. So basically, every time someone goes through your link and buys Superbird, you will get 40% of monthly recurring revenue of their monthly subscription. So not only you are growing on X, you're also making money, and also you get to promote your own stuff, whatever you're building or selling. So and just to explain to you in theory how much it could be, for example, we plan to make Superbird $29 a month from next month. So basically 40% from 29 is 11.6, and then let's say if you get 15 sales a month from your profile, which is not that much, but let's just take some average numbers. Let's say a month, and then if we multiply this by 12 months, a year, you have like 10k of monthly recurring revenue just from this referral and growing yourself on X, being a Superbird ambassador, and also selling your own stuff, like promoting, doing like building public stuff for yourself. And like if this is like the MRRs and then in terms of year, it's already over 83k from just these referrals. So I think it's a good program. Again, I just decided to do it now. DM if you're interested. Basically, you grow Nix, I help you. 99% guarantee that you will grow, you make money, and I mean, you help me push Superbird forward, and also you get to promote your stuff. So I think it's a win-win for everyone. With that said, thank you. I hope this was very useful, guys. I shared everything that I've been doing. I hope this was useful. Yeah, wish you a great 2026, and DM if you have any questions. It's free to ask questions.